What have people told you about the time you were in the hospital? Now let's talk about the University Hospital.
Well, University Hospital, as my dad related to me, there was one nurse that got really attached to me. Her name, Mary, Martha, something like that, began with an M. She got really attached to me. My parents have a picture from when I was in there. Just about everywhere you can think of, I had tubes and needles and stuff. But other than that, they really haven't told me too much.
Your parents still have that picture?
They might.
Would you want us to use that picture if you could find it?
If my parents could find it, I can ask them.
So you went from the University Hospital to the nursing home in Elizabethtown. How long were you in the nursing home in Elizabethtown?
Let's see. 2 weeks after, so I left, I guess, around the 17th of March. And I think mid-July I was there till.
Now, do you remember being at the nursing home?
Bits and pieces.
What do you remember?
Well, I remember, I guess, I had regained consciousness somewhat. And my parents were staying with, they visit me every Sunday and every Wednesday. And my parents, I don't know which day it was during the week they came to visit me, but they stayed over at my grandmother's house. And they would come over and see me, which is about 30 miles from E-Town. I do remember the first time my dad came to visit me. You know, I think it was probably one of the most important things. I was in my wheelchair. My dad comes in, sits on the couch. He's really upset. I've never seen my dad this touched before in his life. And he's like, Mike, they told us, you know, we didn't know if you could walk, if you'd be able to talk, if you use your arms. You just be a vegetable. I perked up and said broccoli. He said, you be fine.
That's your first memory?
That's my first memory. And then after that, things fade in and out. I remember doing some of my rehab, walking, learning to talk again. I had to learn how to eat again. I still have problems with that. I had to learn to use the restroom again and be able to, when he had that feeling, I guess, to go.
Now, you told us about the broccoli memory.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard that story from your father.
My dad told me it.
Over and over, I'm sure.
Over and over. He just thinks it's funny.
But for him reinforcing that memory, you probably wouldn't remember that?
Probably not.
And it's not until sometime later that you begin to actually have what they would call continuous memory?
I guess to some point. I didn't get my the continuous memory till maybe a few years ago. But I still have problems.